You talking to me?
It's gonna be legendary.
Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Ho, 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 ho.
They're here. All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
You're listening to Natalie Lipka and Wayne Frazier on Hollywood Close-Up.
This is Hollywood Close-Up. I'm Natalie Lipka.
And I'm Wayne Frazier.
And we are two actors talking our way to the top. Please check us out at natalieandwayne.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Natalie and Wayne. And subscribe on iTunes.
Yeah, and music once again by OC9musicgroup.com. Check them out on that particular website. And you'll find amazing music like we have. Once again,
Bevan Cliff Nelson and the rest of the OC9 Music Group.
Yeah!
We had them on the show. They were great.
We did. They were awesome. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. We love their music, so thank you guys.
Yes.
Anyway.
And we're going to have a special guest later on the show. Stacey Taylor will be with us, comedian.
Uh-huh.
And Marie is, of course, here.
Look at that.
I am indeed. Hello, hello.
But wait.
There's more.
There's more.
We have a special guest on the phone, two-time Emmy-winning director. He's the writer, producer, director of the documentary film Uno a Uno. Noel Quinones is with us.
Yes. Hello, Noel.
Hi.
How are you? This is Wayne Frazier from Hollywood Close-Up. How are you?
Good. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Natalie, for having me in the show.
Oh, of course. Thank you for making this amazing film.
Thank you so much. I think that is time, and the story had to be told. Neil Prieto. This is about the heroic actions that a community leader took to really turn around a school that was feeding poverty and crime into society.
This is a 30-minute documentary film, and it was absolutely, I was mesmerized. When I watched it, I could not take my eyes off it. I felt everything that these kids were feeling. I felt everything that the people at Hewlett Packard and what they would, the decisions made to help these kids. I was absolutely mesmerized with your film.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I felt, I was part of the story. I was part of the program, working on the problem. And when I saw what was going on, I decided to make a film. I decided that it was very important for the world to see what was going on in this neighborhood.
How did this come up for you? Like, all of a sudden you just, because the figures, the 88% of the Puerto Ricans are high school dropouts, and the 62% below poverty line and not graduating from the 9th grade. How did you get involved so deep and all of a sudden go, oh, wait, this has got to change?
Well, Neil Prieto, as you saw in the film, is a community leader that I've known for a long time, and we have worked together in many projects before. And when she called me and told me the story in this school in rural Puerto Rico, I immediately went to investigate. And when you see 5 or 6 different communities surrounding the school, all clashing against other, in conflict with each other, living in poverty and every social drama that you can imagine, it basically you see the impact of that social drama in the school. And you have a classroom full of students that live a very, very hard life, and probably a minority that really want to learn. And so it's impossible. So basically, and this is happening everywhere because I work in schools in Latin America and also in the United States. And I see this happening more and more when you have different groups in a classroom. Like one group out of 30 students, probably 5 they have a strong mother, a very disciplined household, and they want to learn and they come prepare. And then you have 10 students that learn differently, but they have challenges in order to learn. And then you have 15 students that they live a hard life, and when they come home, they don't have any kind of support. So when they come to school, they don't come prepared, and they don't have anything to show. They don't, they never complete their responsibility with their teachers. And these students really can make your life, it really can make a very challenging environment in the classroom, and nobody wins.
Yeah,
and nobody wins.
Right,
and then you have a community that is. Then you have those are the characters, and that's the population that really need help. And when you count them, in this specific in the documentary, you have 64 students, and you have a community that is 100,000. That the population is 100,000. So now make you think, 100,000 people, if they come together and they understand the importance of education and they understand the importance of the quality of life that can be produced by a school, by a decent school, you immediately think that 100,000 can really turn 60 students around, and that's what I learned. I learned that in one hand you have the population that needs help, and in the other hand you have the population that really wants to help. But what don't you have is who's going to put them together, and that's what you see in the film. That's what you see, that someone puts together these two groups with a clear objective, and then they started working towards a goal, towards a common goal. And the objective is very clear. That the student, they need to stay in school, they need to be motivated, which and these students, they have a lot of problems, and they don't have study habits, and they live a very hard life, but they want to be successful. They're really willing to work if someone listens to them and someone motivates them, because they really don't want to live in poverty or misery.
Right.
So when these mentors, then the mentors, this group of volunteers from the community that got together and decided to work with the students that were at risk of not graduating that year.
Right. Well, it's an absolutely amazing story that you have put together, and it's so it's
inspirational.
So inspirational, and you're just like you're so deep in tune to it. Where can anybody find the film?
Very soon in Facebook.
Okay.
Okay, great. We have your Facebook link.
Just stay tuned with the Uno a Uno film, the Facebook page, and very soon people will be able to see the film.
That's amazing.
It's incredible. Thank you for doing this, and as we said, it's very inspirational, and motivating these students is just so important. So thank you for sharing this with us, and the time always goes by so fast on this part of the show.
Absolutely.
So but thank you so much for calling in. We really appreciate it.
The movie's called Uno a Uno, Noel Quinones.
That's right, 101.
Thank you so much, Noel.
Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Natalie.
Wish you the best of luck.
And when you're here, when you're in LA, we hope that you come to visit us.
Yeah.
Oh, count on that. I love Los Angeles. I lived years, and I can't wait to. I have spent a couple of weeks in the last 2 months, but I can't wait to come back. So definitely pay a visit.
Well,
we look forward to it.
Yeah, and you've done a wonderful film. Thank you so much for being a guest. Thank you so much.
Thank you for both of you.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye. Take care.
Amazing.
Amazing. I can't wait for everyone to see this film.
Love it. It was really, I'm not lying when I say it was mesmerizing.
I teared up at the end.
Yeah.
It's emotional.
Could not stop watching this film.
Yeah.
All right, let's roll into some social media because we got a packed show today.
Yes, we do. All right. So, reading on thehollywoodreporter.com, Snapchat content chief reveals key to creating shows for mobile. This is an interview with Nick Bell with lots of great information. One of the questions he answers is, what kind of programming are you looking for right now? And they say that they value scarcity. We want to get to a point where we've got 3 things a day by the end of this year, not hundreds. And they really like IP. They don't want to take IP that's being tried elsewhere and try to import it to their platform. So check that out at The Hollywood Reporter. A lot of great things on content. And also reading on socialmediatoday.com, Twitter releases major events calendar for September to help with strategic planning. Ooh. Some of the,
wow.
Well. Wait till you hear this. Some of the things on the calendar are, of course, the return of NFL, of course, the Emmy Awards, and International Podcast Day.
Oh, wait.
I believe that's the end of the month, so we'll have to check out that calendar.
I thought you were going to say, like, International Hollywood Close-Up Day with Natalie Lipka and Wayne
We
Fraser.
should create that.
We should.
We'll have to write socialmediatoday.com.
Needs to trend.
And lastly, I'd like to make a shout out to all of our Twitter followers. We appreciate all of you. Special thanks to a few of our followers who favorite and retweet our content on a constant. Photographer Hillary Jones, producer Chris Newman, and past guest and author Kevin E. West. Thank you guys for your support, and to all of our followers, we love you.
You're the best. You are the best.
You're the best.
And now it's time for some not so quick and quirky news with Wayne Fraser. Fans of Steven Spielberg's sci-fi classic Close Encounters of the Third Kind, they got a treat this week. That's right. The movie was originally released November 16th, 1977. 40 years later, a must-watch on the big screen. It is on the big screen for 1 week only. I think I used to be able to do that when I was like, it was I still do it.
Whoa!
Applause, thank you.
Oh my gosh. I just watched that not too long ago, actually. I stumbled upon it.
Richard Dreyfuss, just
so
amazing.
great.
What a great
Such a
film. One
wonderful
of my
movie.
favorite scenes is the potato scene. He's making the tower out of potatoes. It's hilarious. It is also too early to talk about the Oscar race, but maybe not, because Variety.com put out the 10 most anticipated Oscar movie contender list this past week. And among the hopefuls, Ridley Scott's got a new one called All the Money in the World coming up, Steven Spielberg's movie The Post about the Washington Post, and Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi might be a contender this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
is there another Star Wars movie coming out?
Yeah, of course there is. Every year now.
I know.
Don't.
You won't let me forget it.
I will never let you forget that. Star Wars live, Star Wars bleed, Star Wars. Anyway, for the full list, go to Variety.com, and that is all I got on the
I like
quick
how
and
you
quirky.
just flung that. You just did a little fa-ching.
I did.
Who did that remind me of? What
I think
talk show host? David Letterman?
used
David
to do it all
Letterman
the time.
yeah.
And
that's what I thought. Your favorite,
Loved David
Rena.
Letterman.
Yes.
He was the best.
He's coming back,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
He's coming back.
That's right.
I know. Love to talk to him about that.
He's coming
Get him
back.
on this show.
Get him on a show.
So,
All right, we have to take a break.
we do.
I hate it, but we got to.
Son of a.
So we're going to be right back with comedian Stacey Taylor.
Well, Bill works 8 to 5 at a gas station called the starting line. He says, Dale Jr., yeah, he's all right, but he ain't number one. Y'all just wait and see. I'm gonna be driving on your TV. Fast as hell on Sundays. Watch me, son. You got the talking part. Well, now Faye's a waitress at a truck stop coffee shop. Wants to sing her way to the top. She's karaoke's cream of the crop. Or sweet tea, huh? She says, them singers you hear today, well, they ain't great, they're just okay. Wait till I get my break, it'll come. She got the talking part done. If you're gonna talk the talk, then you better walk the walk. Jump in, both feet, close your eyes and take that leap. Talk is cheap without a little action. Yeah, grab on both hands, make you move and take that chance. Till then, my friend, all you got is the talking part. Got the talking part. My buddy Pete works KFC, frying drumsticks, thighs and wings. Make mine extra crispy, please. Yum. He says, I'm going to cooking school, Paris, France, and cordon bleu. The gourmet chef real soon, second to none. We got the talking part done. Well, if you're gonna talk the talk, then you better walk the walk. Well, jump in, both feet, close your eyes and take that leap. Talk is cheap without a little action. You better grab on both hands, make you move and take that chance. Till then, my friend, all you.
All right, welcome back to Hollywood Close-Up. This is Wayne Frazier.
And I'm Natalie Lipka.
And guys, our special guest today, he has transformed his life. When he was released from prison just recently, from being in prison for 23 years, he turned to our favorite thing here, and that's comedy. And he never looked back. His motto, as long as you are breathing, you can achieve. We have Stacey Taylor in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, good sir.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Great. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm living a dream. I'm happy. You know, pinching myself every morning, still making sure this is really happening. So.
Sure,
it's happening.
It's happening.
And I love the quote.
Thank you.
How did this come up? First of all, as long as you are breathing, you can achieve. I love that.
Yeah. But it's just something that you just don't give up. You know, as long as you're breathing, as long as you got life in you, in you, you can continue to, strive to live your dreams, to be somebody different, to be somebody better than who you used to be.
Yeah.
Because the opportunities are there.
Sure.
If you're breathing, that's you got the
That's probably a number one part.
You just need to remind people. People need to be reminded.
Just breathe.
To just breathe.
Yeah.
And to just achieve and keep working at it. So this is very exciting. You are a part of the Straight Jacket Comedy Tour.
Yes, I am. I've been blessed to be a part of that.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You're going to Chicago towards the end of the month.
Yes.
So how...
Well, next month. We're going next month.
Next month, yeah.
You know what? The thing is, it's September... This is the September 5th episode.
Okay.
So sorry to confuse you. September 23rd is the show. I should have just said that. Okay. But how exciting. How did you become a part of this?
Another crazy story. Basically, a buddy of mine that also got out of prison, had a life sentence with me, was in a marathon walking down Santa Monica Boulevard, and he bumped into Sunda Kuncrest, who has the LA School of Comedy, and she was passing out flyers, and she gave him a flyer. And he said, I got a buddy that's really funny. Let me call him right now. And called me up right then and there, put on the phone. She told me to come down Wednesday. She had an open mic night Wednesday to come down. And I went down there the next Wednesday, and I performed my very first time ever doing comedy. I just talked about things that since I've been home that had amazed me. That was different. That was funny, And the rest is I'm here sitting here now. They signed me a part of the tour. Been in the Laugh Factory. Been in New York. Been to Vegas, opened up at the Tropicana, had my name on the marquee, and so
a lot of comics, and we've interviewed many here on this show. A lot of comics will take life circumstances, or they'll take and then they'll expand on it, or they'll take pieces, or there's so many different forms of comedy. Where does yours? What is the origin? Where does yours the grind come in? Where you go, okay, this is what works for me and makes it you.
Well, what makes it me is all my comedy is based on my life experience that I live.
Right.
So
right.
It ain't too many people that had a life sentence that got on stage telling jokes now. You know what I mean? So it's kind of wrapped around by myself. You know? I didn't really have to tailor it out too much for myself. I just had to live the life. You know? Right. So it came pretty easy. You know? So
not when you suggest, though, right? Yeah. Not when you suggest for people.
But the jokes I tell are just things that happen to me in life, are the things that since I've been home that has amazed me now. The transformation of from where I was at to now, like. I got a bit I tell, about buying marijuana, I got a medical marijuana card now, it's legal, I can buy it. But before I left the street, I had to pull in the dark alley and go to somebody's house and knock on the door and put my $20 in the hole in the screen door and hope they put the bag back out. Now I go to the, smoke shop and they open up the jars and they tell me to smell it and the origins of the weed. They got different names, indica and hybrid and all kind of stuff now, you know what I mean? And this weed got this many strands of THC. Oh, well,
you got so many choices now.
I want to tip them. I want to tip them when I leave there. This is such a beautiful service, you know what I mean?
It's like a candy store for adults.
Candy stuff for adults. It's beautiful.
The world, Stacey, the world has really changed.
It really has.
It has really changed, right?
Yeah. Like I was just telling when I first got here, I was telling people out there in the waiting room with me that this was the first time I used Google Map to get to somewhere by myself, and I finally made it here. That's why I got here early.
Congratulations.
That's a good job.
Deserves some applause.
And you were early.
Stepping up. Yeah.
You were early.
Well, I got here early because I was slow, and I said if I don't get here early, if I don't try to leave early, I might be late. So I'd rather be early than to be late.
Yeah, Google Maps changes everything.
I see.
We're gonna upgrade to try the Waze app as well.
Yeah. It works for me.
You had a tough role early in life. Before before the comedy, before everything. Did you always have a sense of humor before everything, or was just like you went in and then you go, I don't want to be here. I want to make people laugh. I want to entertain. I don't want to be in this world.
Well, I've always been funny. I got in trouble for being funny most of the time. That's what was the problem with me. I'm in class, I'm telling jokes. I didn't snuck and listen to all the Richard Pryor dirty records and
the best,
the Eddie Murphy.
So
I knew it all. I could recite
Delirious,
it word for word. You know what I mean? So I would go and I would recite these dirty jokes, and I'm 7, 8 years old. You know what I mean? Didn't set too well with the peoples. You know what I mean? So who would I didn't know. I was just being funny. But so I now that I understand what went wrong in my life or whatever, that comedy for me was a way of me trying to deal with what I was going through, not to take things so heavy, So I'm gonna just laugh about whatever it is, make it funny, you know what I mean? So it won't have that sting as much. I understand that now, but back then as a kid, I didn't understand it.
Sure.
It was just something I just, I done, and it got me a lot of attention. It got me acceptance. It got me, people want to be around me and stuff like that there. So that was my core of being funny.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, please.
I mean,
you're
what? Okay,
but
but now you've also had such an opportunity to travel the country.
That's right.
How has that been? Where's your favorite place to go?
Well, being a part of this Straight Jacket tour is really like it's like a dream. Like, and I tell you, I used to literally be in the prison cell, sleep at night, dreaming about being on the stage telling jokes. That's the truth. You know what I mean? Literally. So to be home now, and every time I get on the stage, I just have to just look out and just, like, wow, this is, this is not a dream. You know what I mean? This is really, I'm on this stage and here's these people that, just come to see me, and I get the opportunity to make people laugh. So it's been great, having a, how I'm a person. I read a book called The Secret years ago.
Oh yeah.
And that changed my life, and it just taught me about energy. The energy you put out in the universe, and how we pick up on other people's energy. And when I read, I said, okay, well, that makes a lot of sense, because I've been around people where I really didn't like them, didn't really know them too much, but just the brief encounter that I had with them was like, I don't really care for this person, and come to find out they be a horrible person, whatever the case may be, and I just picked up on it. So when I really understood the dynamics of what energy, that you put out in the universe, I started putting out a lot of positive energy, and a lot of positive energy started coming back to me. So
when you went to, you were with Sandra
Sunda
Sunda
Kroonquist.
Kroonquist. Hey, you know what? She's actually a friend of the network studios. I want to give a shout out to her. She is great.
Yes,
Sunda is great.
Right,
And
yeah.
she is isn't she the most wonderful person to be involved with?
Wonderful
She's a
person.
straight
Yes,
shooter.
she is.
She is
She is.
positive. I mean, that woman is a ball of energy.
And
So
if she likes you, she likes you. She's in your corner.
and she'll tell you if she doesn't.
Yes, without a
That's
doubt.
right.
Without a doubt.
She's the best.
She's the best.
She runs a LA School of Comedy.
Yes.
When you think of comedy and doing stand-up, there's so many, we kind of touched on what you talk about, but there is a technique to this, isn't there?
Oh, yes, you have to have you have to know how to deliver the joke.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know how to be able to set the joke up,
Mm-hmm.
so you can get the punchline of it. So, and you have to just be funny. It's like in your demeanor as you telling the joke, certain things you do, your mannerisms, all that comes out, to the crowd, and that brings on the laughter as well.
So one certain mannerism you did the night before, if you didn't match it, you may get the laugh, you may not. It's so technical, isn't it?
It really is. It could happen just like that. Then just certain crowds just take to certain jokes differently than other crowds. So you have to know your audience.
Is that why a lot of times, and I can see this is going to be great for you in the long run, when you make your HBO or Showtime special, a lot of times they shoot 2 or 3 nights, right? And they take the best of just because it depends on audience.
It depends on the audience, that's right.
Time of the night depends on when you're going, right?
All that matters.
How many drinks they've had.
That's right.
That's
right.
If
Are they
had
going to score
not
tonight
enough,
or not?
too
You know what I
many.
mean? You might have just found out he wasn't going to score. He ain't going to laugh, He spent a lot of money, He's mad.
They didn't make it to the adult candy store beforehand, so.
That's right. All that plays a part.
So how was it for you? You're naturally funny. You've studied all these comedians for all these years, and then you're telling your stories, and then you go to the school and the LA Comedy School. And how was it to take in what she was teaching you to apply it to your comedy?
Well, it was easy for me to take it in because I'm someone who always, you can constructive criticism works for me all the time because I can only get better. So if she's been in the business 20 years and she's telling me something I need to do, I need that, So it worked. It actually worked out for me. She taught me how to use the mic. I never used the mic. I've been telling jokes in the neighborhood for years.
Which is a technique.
It's a technique.
You have to do in order.
And so she taught me that, and a bunch of other little things, how to deliver the joke, how to set my jokes up better, So it's been a blessing. Like I say, working with her, working with James Harris and, Peter Drysdale, it's been really just like overwhelming, Like I tell everybody now, I got white friends now. I don't know if I want to deal with black people anymore. White friends have been a whole lot better, I'm kind of liking my white friends, So, I don't know, Yeah.
And you're heading to...
How y'all gonna win me back over now, I'm ready to sell out, They flying me to New York. They bought me a BMW. I'm happy. I don't know if I want to be black no more. I'm thinking about making a transition. Trans race.
Prison has really changed.
No, trans race.
That's the
She got
next thing.
transgender. Why can't I be a trans race?
That's the next thing.
I
that's
may
coming,
want to be
yeah.
a Jew because Jews got it good. I've been learning a lot about Jews since I've been hanging out with Sunda Kroonquist. And I like Jews. Jews good people.
Wow, that's just us playing right here. We can't wait to see you on stage. Are you doing, besides a Chicago show coming up in September, later this month? What anywhere around LA we can catch you?
Yes, I'm on Rosecrans and Hawthorne Boulevard at the Rocket Lounge.
Okay.
Every Sunday night at 8:00.
Oh, fantastic!
Every Sunday night.
Me and a guy named comedian Rod West. He's the host. I'm the co-host, and we there every Sunday night getting a little show going. It's been beautiful.
Oh, go see this
Excellent.
man.
That's right.
It goes so fast.
The Rocket?
It does.
Rocket.
The Rocket.
It's
okay.
the Rocket.
It does go by so fast, but I also wanted to ask you too. You're using your comedy. It inspires kids and people in general, but you're giving back and you're working with the youth.
Well, I'm working with the youth now. I've been working with them. I was writing letters when I was in prison to an organization called the Struggling Youth Program, and just sharing my story and my experiences with the kids. That that this is what happened in my life. That went wrong, and I understand it now. Don't fall into these same traps that I did. And I got a life sentence. I let them know I lost my mother, I lost my son. Like about 6-7 months before I came home. Lost my mother about a year before I came home. So I was sharing all this information with these kids to let them know that the choices and decisions that you're making just don't affect you. It affects so many other people.
Sure.
So that's what I had to learn. So. So I like giving back. It feels good to be able to share a story. Like even my partners in prison, they call me, collect still, and they inspired. In fact, that I'm out here doing what I'm doing, and things are moving so fast. And I told these guys that I was going to get out and do this here. So to see it, for them to see that, what I said come true, it's like, wow, you really out here living your dream. You know,
Yeah.
you can really do it.
You can change people. You
Yeah.
can change. How inspiring.
So inspiring.
Absolutely inspiring.
Absolutely.
And we wish you the best of luck.
Thank
and
you
you
very
come back
much.
and see us, I hope.
Anytime.
And you go see him on Sunday night. Say the club again.
The Rocket on Rosecrans and Hawthorne Boulevard.
And then if you're in Chicago,
I'm gonna be where I don't know where we're at. Who? The Laugh Factory in Chicago.
Laugh
yeah.
Factory.
Laugh Factory.
Fantastic.
Awesome. So exciting. Yeah,
You're
please keep
wonderful.
us posted on everything.
Okay.
Stacey Taylor. Wow.
Yeah, and thank you, Rena Marie, the Network Studios, all of our listeners.
Absolutely. And the OC9 Music Group once again with Bevan Cliff Nelson, Noel Quinones, and
Yes.
his movie. Check that out. What an amazing movie that was.
This show was packed. Packed
full of stuff.
I love
it.
it.
It was packed.
I love it.
I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but it was packed.
It was packed.
Because it was packed.
It was.
We like to have
Oh
fun.
my, yes, thank you. And please remember, cancer has affected so many of our lives, and we can help by donating to cancerresearch.org and the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, LLS.org. Let's end this disease once and for all.
Absolutely. And catch up on all episodes past and present at NatalieandWayne.com. Until the next one, I'm Wayne Frazier.
And until the next one, I'll be Natalie Lipka.
Until the next one, together we'll be Hollywood Close-Up. So, what is it? Peace. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Hollywood Close-Up with Wayne Frazier and Natalie Lipka. Be sure to visit NatalieandWayne.com for past episodes as well as information on future ones. Also, be sure to rate and comment about the show in iTunes. Until next time, bye-bye.